For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne. That's the extent of the singing. It is December 31st. It is Austin coming at you. It is 2:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am excited, not just because it's New Year's Eve, not just because we're putting an end to 2020, not just because we're turning the page with great anticipation for the new year to begin. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for what's possible when we remove all of the clutter, when we remove all of the obstacles, when we let go of what has been, when we're willing to step in with a brand new perspective and allow what is in our hearts to unfold and unravel. Stop stopping yourself. Stop it. It's time. It's like there's 1,000 reasons to move forward. There's a million reasons to stand up for yourself and step forward and boldly move forward into 2021. What say you? Let me hear. Put an emoji in. Mandy, welcome. Put the emojis in. Let yourself expand. You were made to expand and express. You were made to express your divine gift in this place we call the universe. The North Star, the planets are in alignment, the solstice, like it's all setting the stage for a perfect backdrop. But it doesn't look perfect. It looks like a mess. It's perfect. It's the perfect time to stand up. You know, this is the juxtaposition of life, is when it all looks like a pile of shit, excuse my language, when it looks like a pile of shit, there's great things happening. Diamonds are found in coal. Shit is used to fertilize the earth so that crops can grow. There's so many things that are happening that I've experienced, conversations, things that happen that I can't even explain, that are inexplicable. And that is possible for you as you turn the page. And I want to encourage you, Emilio or Daniela, whoever's listening, the hat. I had to bring something different. The lights are flashing. The signs are moving. It's time to expand. It's not a time to contract. It is a time to expand. And that it's different for each and every person. Your expansion is unique to you. It's your expression in the universe. And I just want to encourage you. I'd like you to type something in, if you will. Mandy. Thank you, Mandy. I love it. So it's like, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Let me show you some symbolism of what I feel like, where we're coming from, where we're going. Hey, this is the mess. And now we're moving into 2021. And I'm going to be a little crazy. I'm going to be a little off the hook because I want to move you. I want to stir you up. I want to provoke you. I don't want you to sit there and just be the same, like same old, same old. It's like you can sit there and it's like the same thing's running, or you can do things different. Get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone and do something different. 2021 is knocking at the freaking door. And you know what? It's a great checkpoint. It's a great, like, the new year is what it is. And you could say, well, it's no big deal for me. And that's fine, but why not use it as a checkpoint? Why not use it as a symbol to turn the page? And if you haven't done the work, that's okay. We're going to do the work. And the work is creation. The work is visioning. I had a conversation today. We were going through this, and it's like an uncomfortable process. People talk about set your goals, set your vision, right? And make it sound easy. Guess what? It's not easy sometimes. You got to sit down, and it's awkward. It's clumsy. It's like, what do I want? What happened? What do I really want? And you start to write it down, and you get distracted, and you're like, I want to write my goals down. I want to know what I want to do. I start to write it down, and I get distracted, and somebody calls, and then the phone goes off, and then I'm off, and I'm not doing it. I'm going to be spending time. And I have been spending time creating, and I'm going to be spending time over the next few days during this transition to continue to create the new, continue to create for you. And I want you to put in an emoji, a comment, a word. Let me see your shares. Like what is relevant for you right now? What is on your heart and your mind? Let's bring it out. Let's talk about it. Let's make it happen. You're not going to change sitting in the silo. It's not going to change. You could turn the page and decades repeat. I've seen it year after year. It's the same thing over and over again. Where does it change? It changes right here, and it changes right now, right here, right now, right here, right now. Do you hear that song? Right here, right now. And that's when it changes. It's a decision. And we're going to make decisions. We're going to make them consciously, or we're going to make them unconsciously. We're going to, I believe in keeping it real, and I want to keep it real. And so, John, I just want to share, Eileen and I are going over our goals over the weekend. And yes, we're going over our goals. I'm going over mine. And I want to give you different perspectives, because the thing is, is there one way to do everything? I mean, don't you agree that there's GAOL community? Thank you, Emilio. Isn't there more than one way to do something? I was on a conversation and I said, get your crayons out, draw pictures, color, do whatever feels good. Get the imagery in your mind, get the emotions in your body. It's time for you to feel at a deeper level, because the feelings and the emotions that you had are just going to repeat unless you allow something else to come up. Expansion. I want you to think about expanding. What does it mean to expand in your life? What does it mean to go for it? What does it mean to make that decision? What does it mean to make that change? What does it mean to finally take that risk? What does that look like when you finally go ahead and take the risk that you've been wanting to take? You know, for me, it's like to get here, and I said this on an interview, to get here, to be in front of you, to be doing this was a road that I can't even put into words and express to you on this video, because it was so deep, it was bumpy, it was banged up. I did not take the easy road. I did not take the short road. I did not take the guru road, whatever you want to call it. I took the long road. I got bumped. I got bruised. I got broken down. I felt broken. But there was something there. There was something inside that said, keep going. Take a step. Get out of your comfort zone when it didn't feel worthy. It didn't feel like I could measure up. Who are you to do this? What will people think? The voices that pop up. And I got a really cool interview that I did with Michelle Lepachik. It's going to be on January 8th on Flashpoint. You're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love it. And it speaks to exactly what I'm talking about. Let me grab. So community. Thank you, Emilio. Community. I like how you put the $sign in there, John. Eileen and I are going over our goals for the weekend. Just for the weekend? Wait, you're going over your goals over the weekend. I got it. Got it. Okay. If you don't like the word goals, pick another word. Intention, void of distraction. Intention, void of doubt. The Bible said it takes how much faith? A mustard seed. And the only reason why it takes a mustard seed is because it's void of doubt and blocks. But we all have some form of doubt, some voice. We all have some limitations that causes us to pull back, and we don't go for it. And I put a quote up there: the force to pull you back will be the strongest when you most need to plunge forward. And I can tell you in my own journey, when I resigned after 19 years on my corporate job, when I quit, I said I quit. It's nice to think that it was perfect and it was all wrapped in a pretty bow. You worked 19 years. Here it is. It's a pretty bow. It's not. It's never the perfect time. In retrospect, it was the perfect time. But in the middle of it, it doesn't feel like the perfect time. As a matter of fact, it felt like the opposite. It felt like retract. It felt like pull back. It felt like don't do it. It felt like you can't do it. But if you've done the work and you're continually working on yourself, like I said, an ocean, an iceberg sits below me being here doing a video right now. There's an ocean of information, of transformation, of doubt, of falling down, of not feeling worthy, of who are you to do this? There's an ocean of it, right? But it all can move you forward if you allow it. And when it doesn't seem right, you have to go deeper inside yourself and seek the truth, which is inside your heart. That's where it is. If you can find it, it's in the heart. The heart has been talked about for thousands. Whatever. Somebody can correct me. Let me grab your comments here because I want to honor each and every one of you. All those bells can be silenced when we take action, because that's right. When you can take action when everything else is telling you no, don't do it, and you take action anyway, and not from a reckless, haphazard kind of a place, but if we can feel what's going on and we can go deeper and we can connect to the heart and we can grab a hold of something. And that's why I always say, what's the smallest step you can take that will yield you the greatest positive results? Why would you say small, Austin? That doesn't make sense. I want the big. Because here's what I know. Most people won't take the small step. They'll sit and evaluate and they won't take a step. But what I know is if you take that small step, if you take that one small step, guess what happens? The second step's like, hey, I'm right here. But if I said take the second step, that doesn't make sense. But if I say take the first step, the second step is waiting. So what is the smallest step you can take that would yield you the greatest positive results? Because that step is the conduit to your future. That step is the conduit to your big, hairy, audacious goal that you're afraid to share because it's so freaking big. And the goal is so big, you're afraid to share it because it freaks you out, and it's certainly going to freak people out in your life. Am I right? Danielle and I are passionate. I love your passion and your purpose. Whew, man, it's something that germinates. It's a seed. We're all given that seed. And I believe seed is planted in the heart. We're all given that seed. And then it's how do we water, fertilize it, keep it safe, protect. Well, first of all, how do we discover it's there? Hey, what do you mean? There's something inside of me that needs to come out? Yeah, there is. And then it's a question of discovering it. And then it's a question of Happy New Year, Tana. Happy New Year. There's going to be some singing. There's going to be some dancing. There's going to be some hijinks. But you know what? The rules are there are no rules. The rules are there are no rules. Break the rules. But honor your, I'm not saying break the rules in a way that helps you grow, that helps elevate you and people around you. Break the rules in a way that helps elevate you and the people around you. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope you're getting this. I mean, I want you wherever you are. Did you set your goals? Did you set your intentions? Did you feel deeply about one thing next year? Because here's what I want to share with you. If you're a goal setter, have at it. Get into it, write your goals down, and avoid thinking it has to be a certain way. Just start putting pen to paper. Just start putting pen to paper, right? And write. get the judgmental head, because this is what happened to me. I would judge, am I doing it right? Should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Should I do it this strategy? Should I do it? Just get pen to paper. It's supposed to be messy. You're supposed to feel awkward. You're supposed to feel like, what the heck am I doing? What direction? You're supposed to feel all that, because this is not always a clean cut process. Start though. Write a word. Type in your word for 2020. Well, we know what that word is. Type in your word for 20. Type your word in for 2021. Type in your word. And I want to share something with you too, by the way. So before I wrap up, I'm going to share with you something that I created, and some of you have seen it, and I just revised it, and I want to share it with you. And I think you're really going to love it. And it's a great way, if you're going through your year-end process, it's a great way to get more perspective on what you're doing. And it's something that I'm playing with, I'm dancing with. So I'm going to share that with you before this video is over. Freedom! So we got the word freedom. What's your word for 2021? Forward, progress. Thank you, John. What is your word for 2021? Come on, let me hear it. Put it out there. Put it out there. You got to put it out there. It's just a word. You want to put that word out there. You want to let that word germinate. One word can change your year. One word. Freedom, progress, relationship, gratitude, forgiveness. What is your word for 2021? I'll share with you my word. My word, actually, oh my gosh. I wish I could bring somebody on here, because I want to share something with you that I created. Because here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make my word real for me, and I wanted to put it in front of me every day. And if I can bring somebody on with me here that maybe can take over for a few minutes, and then I'll go get the word so I can share it with you. So I got two things to share with you before we wrap up here. What is your word? Go ahead and type it in. Type in your word. I want to hear what it is. I want you to put it out there. And we want people to maybe send you a word of encouragement. And so John's is forward. That's forward progress. Mandy's is freedom. Let me see. I think Emilio's was community. We got community. So we got some great words here. What is your word? Let me hear your word for 2021. I'm going to share with you my word, but I need somebody to come on live with me, because I don't want to leave you hanging here, just leave an empty screen, but maybe I will. So what is your word for community? There we go. We got community. Let me hear your word for 2021. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to share with you what I created, that I just created. I revised it. I want you to think about this, okay? Here we go. Emilio will come on. All right, Emilio, I'm going to send you an invite. Let me grab it. Having fun here today. Why not? We're going to have fun while we're growing. That's the point, is that we can have a lot of fun doing this. And let me do this. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. All right. I'm going to send Emilio a text. And then while we're doing that, type in your word for 2021. What is this? What does it mean for you? Is there blessings? Do you want more blessings in your life? So let me see here. As you know, Amelia and I have been working together on different projects. The Spiritual Fitness Summit, I was an honor to be a guest on there. And we got big things planned. Big things. Big things. Flashpoint 2021 is March 5th, 6th, and 7th. Get your ticket. Get your ticket, because this one's going to be even better. And I'm telling you, you want to be there. But before you do that, here's the one thing that I want to share with you. As 2021 comes in, this was my goal too. I had all these obstacles in my brain. So as my journey continued, I tried to move forward, but my obstacles and limitations were always pressing me back. So what had to change was I had to get free from the limitations. And once I got free from the limitations, I'm able to be here in front of you today. So what I created, and I'm going to share this is a gift. I'm giving it away for now. And some people that have been a part of it, your flashpoint, it's the 9 questions brought to life. I recorded 9 questions to help you remove your limiting beliefs. While I traveled the United States, I recorded a question at a beautiful destination to give you an experience that can help you get free. So I'm going to bring Emilio on here in a minute. So I put the link in for that. That's the 9 questions to help you identify and remove your limiting beliefs so that when you do set your goals and your intentions, you can 10x it and you don't feel held back. So, Emilio, are you ready to come on with me, brother? Give me a thumbs up. You ready? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to bring on Emilio to say a couple words. Emilio, can we hear you?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Hey, brother, how are you, man?
Good. Hey, I'm doing dishes, but you said, come on, I'm ready to go.
All right, man. I appreciate it because I'm going to turn it over to you for a minute. I'm going to go get this, my word, because I'm asking everybody else to put their word in. So yes. I wanted to share with everyone what I did for my word. And this may be something you want to do to keep it in front of you. You got to market to yourself constantly the life that you want to have and what you want. So I'm going to do this. There we go. All right.
All right. All right. Wow. You just never know, right? You have to be ready, right? You have to be ready. 2021, let's get it done. That's just the phrase that's been going back and forth for the last 24 hours. Because I know in 2020, many of us thought we were going to get things done. I know my wife and I were setting up with the co-authorships. We were doing all this stuff, working with Austin and all these wonderful people. And then this thing comes around the corner, shuts everything down. We all have to reflect, look inside of us and figure out, wow, what is it that is really important, right? Is it the business? Is it the family? Whatever it is, 2020 made you stop dead in your tracks and reflect. And so, again, it was because of people like Austin and his vision and where his heart is at that we were able to connect. So, Austin, thank you. I'm here, man. Be your own cheerleader.
Yeah. Be your own cheerleader. So I wanted to share, everyone. Emilio, your word was community. I saw that. Let me throw that back up here. What's your word for 2021? You got to have a place to start. You got to have something. So even if you don't have all your goals, you're like, I don't set goals. I don't know what to do. What is a word that you can latch onto that's maybe etched in your heart that you can put in front of you? So my word, this is something that has been playing on me, and it's a word that I think doesn't get enough credit. It doesn't get enough. And I'm going to share with you what happened. I'm going to share this with you. So I made this. So my word is stewardship. Okay. And that's the definition. Now, by the way, so I'm going to read this to you. So I made this because I wanted to put it in front of me. And the thing was, I did some research on the word stewardship, and I couldn't find a definition that I liked. It really resonated with me. So what I did, Emilio, I made up my own, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it to everyone right now. And that is, stewardship is the meticulous and responsible management of resources entrusted to one's care that fosters long-term growth. Stewardship, the meticulous and responsible management of resources entrusted to one's care that fosters long-term growth. You won't find that on the internet because I made it. Why did I make it? Because I wanted something that resonated with me and what I think stewardship is. And think about all the resources that we have entrusted to us: the people, the money, the items, nature, our community. Are we managing it in a way, because it's been entrusted to us, are we managing it in a way that fosters our long-term growth? And I just want to ask, that's my word, okay? And we're going to make these available. If you like this, we're going to make them available at Flashpoint 2021. If you like these, I'm creating a bunch of them because I want to give people something tangible they can hang on their wall that's meaningful for them. And as a reminder, yeah, there's the Ikigai. We had that one. We gave that away at the last Flashpoint because, again, and I had people like, I love that. So, Amelia, why don't you share what that is? Because we gave that away last time. You want to read it?
Yes, absolutely. I have this not only here in the room, but we have it in the bathroom, and it's Ikigai. It's a Japanese word. If you can see it here. Yeah. It's a Japanese word. It's really means your reason for getting up in the morning, right?
Yes.
And so Austin created this just like he created the definition there, his own personalized. So he's very creative, working from his heart. And so Ikigai here, it has the intersection between what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at, and finally, what you love. And if you can find and connect the dots, you are working within your ikigai.
Yep.
That's a reason to get up.
And why wouldn't we all aspire to that? Why do we get into something and we think this is all there is? We listen, you might like your job. That's fine. You could like your job and you can still find your ikigai outside of your job. Or you can say, I want to make that my job. I want to be able to bring what I do well to the world. I love doing it. I get paid for it. It's what the world needs and it's what I'm good at. It's, to me, it's like I saw this and I was like I got to bring this. I got to make it a part of my work, you know, because, you know, fulfillment comes in different ways. This is one way that it comes.
Yes.
And so I know, Amelia, you got that. And so I just want to say, while you're with me here, I just want to, if you want to share anything, because I'm going to bring this to a close here, because I can stay on here, man. But I wanted to come on. I wanted to make an impact today. I really wanted to kind of shake things up, like stand up, shake, move your body, shake things up. You got to move. You got to move differently. You got to think differently in order to get a different result. You got to wear a goofy hat, whatever. I don't care. Do whatever. Do whatever you got to do. So, Amelia, what do you have to say, brother?
You know what? I love your definition of stewardship. And all I would say is we have to look inside, because honestly, I would speak about spiritual gifts. We all have to be good stewards about our gifts. The breath, we talk about the breath work. It's your biggest secret weapon, right? Learn to tap into that and manage your breath. Be a good steward of your breath, because once it's gone. And then you're like, what's happening? So learning to see these gifts that we have. And so you put it so eloquently. And so I'm just following you, hanging on to you. And, you know, we're here to be of service. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. And I'm going to be deep here for a second. So I got two things. And Amelia, you're welcome to hang in there if you want. I'm going to be deep for 1 second for a little interlude. I'm going to get real deep on you.
Yeah.
Then you're going to feel, and then I'm going to pull you out of that. And then I'm going to share with you something that I created that I think is a great way to end this as we get ready. And I'll be back at you in 2021. We got big things we're working on here. Big things. I mean, I'm really excited. So Amelia, to the breath. When we're born and we come into the world, what happens? We take that first breath, right? We go, it's like there's this moment of grasping for air when we come into the world. And then we know that when we die, the air leaves our lungs. So there's a first breath and there's a last breath, and there's a lot of breaths in between. And I read something that said the quality of your life is to the quality of your breathing. So each experience that you have, breathe it in. If you're walking outside and you experience something in nature, this is what I do. If I'm looking at the moon, I take a deep breath and I imagine I'm breathing in the experience.
Wow.
And then it enhances the experience and you expand. So I want you to take that, and then I want to share with you one other thing, and we're gonna close out. So this is the story of a year. Seconds in a year is 31,536,000 opportunities to be in the moment. Minutes equals 525,000 opportunities to stop and just breathe. Hours, 8,760 opportunities to block out some time for creative planning. Days, 365 opportunities to find something to be grateful for. Starting tomorrow, 365 opportunities. If you picked one thing a day and you felt the gratitude of it, you have 365 at the end of the year. Weeks, 52 opportunities to take some time and relax and recharge with your loved ones or connect spiritually. 52 weeks, once a week. If you study the spiritual text, even God rested on the seventh day.
That's right.
Months, 12 opportunities to achieve those mid-range goals. Quarters, 4 opportunities to hit those big goals for the year. And then 1 year, you can hit your big, hairy, audacious goal for the year. So I'll share that on my wall. And I just want to encourage every single person that jumped on here. You know, there's a lot happening, and, you know, you can obviously take it. Emilio's doing a lot with the Spiritual Fitness Summit. You got a retreat coming up, right, Emilio?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hear about that real quick?
Yeah, sure. I mean, thank you, Austin. You really did bring it. You really did hit me hard with that breath. And I know other people are still trying to catch their breath on that one. That was really insightful.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that more often, Austin. And
Yeah.
so in AC here, we have January 9th and 10th. We just secured the venue. So if anyone who's interested, please contact us. And we're doing half-day retreats. Austin's been to them. They're very, very powerful. You get a lot in a compressed period of time. What better way to start your 2021 than to jumpstart with people like-minded? And Austin said, pick a word. My word and Daniela's word is community. We can really get further with the community trying to do this thing alone.
Yeah. So you have a great opportunity. And Emilio, I was down there with you, and I really like the space and the people and the exercises that you go through. They're very simple. They're impactful. It's a way to get you out of yourself. It's a way to get you out of the same old, same old. I mean, you can try to think yourself out of it on your own, and I'm telling you, you'll get so far. When you take that step and you get out of your comfort zone and you say, I want to engage with these people, I want to engage with that person, I am telling you, that is 10x. Despite all the marketing stuff you see with 10x, 100x, I think I've seen 1,000x.
Yes.
The one thing that will do that is when you literally lock in with a community that will literally, you have incredible talents and abilities. I know you do. If you don't believe me, call me. I'll show you. You have incredible talents and abilities that can fully be extracted in the guise of community. When you put yourself in that community consistently in a structured way over a period of time, that those gifts can't help but come out when you're with the right people. So that's the secret. Like, that is the secret, in my opinion, amongst all the other things. So Emilio, I had an opportunity to be at your event. It was impactful. I had a great time, and it opened up some things in me with some of the exercises that you did. And I won't give it away,
Sure.
But people can grab a hold of that. You can grab a hold of the nine questions, everyone. I still am giving that away right now. I mean, it's a gift, because, like, I know that the calendar is going to turn, and we know that Emilio, you know the numbers. People set their goals, and what happens? Like, when do the goals die? Do you know, like, when they stop?
Well, I've heard different stats, but I can tell you that the goals that are set today, by noon tomorrow, 70% of them won't even come to fruition. By noon tomorrow.
Okay, thank you for that. So here's what I want you to do. This is a perfect segue. I want you, Austin's journey. Austin had the right people in his life. He had good information, good resources, lots of mistakes and bad things too. But it wasn't until I uncovered a limiting belief, or the genesis of a limiting story. It wasn't until I was blind to it. It wasn't until I uncovered it where I exponentially started to grow. Mandy, thank you. So Mandy, tell us about the 9 questions, because I recorded these on my trip across the country, and my main goal was to provide an experience that opens you up and helps you understand what's holding you back. Because here's what I know. If you uncover that one thing, or those 2 things that are holding you back, all the resources that you've already learned and they're already inside of you are going to start to come out, and you're going to get into action. So that may be the thing, like what's it called in the book? The preface. Right? So you got the book, and then you got the preface. This, I think, is the preface, because you need to clear the deck, remove the obstacles. Then you get into, then you get your goals and strategies and all the things in order for them to be sustainable over time and help you increase your odds of getting results. So here we're going to do, to close out, Emilio, we're going to say bye-bye to 2020. You may want to give it a wave. You may want to say, like read between the lines. Read between the lines, 2020. So you may want to say, right? You may want to say read between the lines, but whatever. Maybe for me, I have nothing but I have great things that happen, and I'll talk about that more. But whatever your journey is, let's figure out what's holding you back, so you can move forward from a place of peaceful power.
Yes.
So is that it, Emilio? I'm going to close out. I can stay on here all day. You want to say anything else before we close?
Yes. All I just want to say is get free, stay present, and move forward.
Love it. Everyone, thank you so much. If I don't see you before this clock strikes midnight again, have an incredible new year. Prepare your hearts and minds. Let's make it great. Emilio, thanks so much for being on.
Thank you, brother.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, 2020.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, 2020.